I'm sorry, Jake. Sal's is only the 8th best. I put out a weekly Brooklyn pizza ranking email blast. Sal's has the 4th best texture, 9th best crust, 12th best cheese, and honestly, they're only 7th in mouthfeel.
Mouthfeel? What is that?
The inside of your cheeks are very sensitive. It's like the inside of your thighs, except with a tongue.
Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Happy August 1st. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the stream. Like the title says, we have tier lists and just chatting. So, should be a pretty chill stream. I hope everybody is ready to rank things, rate things, defend yourself, why you rated it such. There's a lot of things that we could rank. I didn't really prepare any specific ones. I just kind of pulled up the tier list website in general. I guess I do have a couple things that I could do off the top of my head, but at any point, if anybody has requests for specific tier lists that they would like to see done, feel free to let me know in the chat, assuming I know enough about them that I can actually rank them. Because then I won't have anything to say about it. Like, I won't have any basis that I'm ranking them on, so to speak. Hello, Master. Hello, Ved. Hello, Kirby. Hello, Whale. Welcome to the stream. Hello, anybody who may be lurking. Welcome. Like, I know that there are some that I've thought about before that I would like to do, but I also know they're going to take me, like, I think I've given the example of Fate Servants before. Like, whoops, I just hit my mic. I hope that wasn't loud. Like, with Fate Servants, I could talk a lot about Fate Servants, because there's hundreds of them, and I have opinions on all of them. But it would probably take a couple hours. Can't go wrong with simple stuff either, like snacks, character design tropes, like stuff like that. Those are always fun to talk about. Do you have some starter lists in mind? Yeah, the first thing that I had thought about was, one of the first ones I thought about was Danganronpa characters. But again, like, I've played the Danganronpa game, so I could rate it. But if nobody in the chat has played it, you guys might not have a whole lot of opinions on them. I was thinking maybe doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Hand traps, scientific elements. Those are potentials, yeah. For like hand traps, I'd probably have to look up some of them. Obviously, I know some of the big ones. Scientific elements, I probably only know like a handful. Sometimes you gotta go off a feeling or Google search. True. Can never go wrong with just leaving it to fate. Pizza and burger toppings is, oh yeah, that would be a good one. People get very contentious over that. Yeah, so like characters are one where it's like, I could do them. Like I can tier characters, even if I don't really know them. But at that point, it's gonna be going based off of like assumptions that I have about them, which is totally fine. I just wouldn't have as much to say. Like there's so many categories here. So like, I guess I'm just gonna, anime and manga, obviously I can talk a lot about that. Azure Lane, I know a lot about. Beer and alcohol, it's like, maybe. Card games, maybe. Cartoons, maybe. Characters, yeah, we could do that. What else we got for options here? Danganronpa. Emojis, could tier list the emojis. That could be a good one. Fast food, FGO, food and drink, of course. We're only in the H's and I already have like 8 tabs open. Marvel and DC, maybe? Minecraft? I don't know what. Memes? Okay. Music? Sure. Nintendo? Oh yeah. Persona? Maybe. PlayStation? I know PlayStation. Pokemon TCG? Oh, I could go on and on about that. That was actually another tier list that I wanted to do at some point, was a tier list of all of the alternate art cards in Pokemon. Like, because there's over 100. And if you include the actual art card, like alternate art and illustration cards, they're 2 separate things now. But if you combine all of them, there's like close to 200 of them, I think. I actually had started making my own tier list of that before, I just never finished it. Video games, of course. Waifus is its own category, okay. Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, so we have a ton of ones that I just opened. So the other thing I was thinking with this stream, if you guys, while you're watching, if you want to make the same tier list as me, feel free. If people are interested, I can make a channel in the Discord where you can send your tier lists when you're done with it into it. If you're open to it and interested, I can. If anybody thought one of the categories that I just went through sounded interesting as a starting point, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of click through until I find one that looks good to me. Yu-Gi-Oh, obviously. Definitely an option. Definitely an option. Memorable Yu-Gi-Oh waifus. I don't even remember Yu-Gi-Oh waifus. I remember Mai from the first season. And I think Alexis from the GX era. But that's like it. The kissability of Yu-Gi-Oh heroes. Wow. That is a category. The ones up top are the ones that people do the most often. I wonder who's in the character ones. How many of these characters look familiar? Where's Yugi? Why is he all the way at the bottom? He should be at the top. I don't even know who 99% of these people are. The last one that I remember hearing about was like Zexal or something, which I think was airing like, what, 5 years ago? Is that still going? Is there another one after Zexal? I don't know what language that is. Archetypes? Oh my god. I don't even know what a lot of these are just by looking at them. I do love me some shiny cardboard. I mean, not the Pokemon variant, not the Yu-Gi-Oh variant. Well, I like Yu-Gi-Oh too, but like I play Yu-Gi-Oh the game and then I collect Pokemon the cards. I still need to start learning Pokemon the game. Still a lot of these I don't really know. Like if you can see where my mouse is. Gaia, the Fierce Knight, in the bottom right here. Like I know Gaia because he's an OG card. Is that an archetype? Like there's an actual Gaia archetype? Oh, okay. Vrains sounds familiar. I assume it's not V-Rains, it's Vrains. There was a ban list one. How many cards are in that? So what's in the banned cards one? Oh my goodness. It would help if they had words on them. So like I actually knew what they were and could look them up. Like some of these I know. Like, you know, you got Max C right here. Pot of Greed over here. I think this is Graceful Charity up in the top right. I recognize the art on this one. I don't know the name. Fairy Tale Snow, Change of Heart. I think that's Chicken Game. I recognize the art for this one. Kaiser Coliseum? Really? Kaiser is banned? So I assume this is based on the TCG. Really? This card is banned all the way in the bottom right? What is that? Ultimate Offering or something like that? That's a super old card. That was around like at the start. Engage! Sky Striker Engage! What? It's banned? Since when? Is this like a really old list? Because isn't it at 3 in the TCG or something? And then it's at 2 in Master Duel? It's definitely not banned. Maybe this is OCG? That reminded me, like in the food category. Yeah, because I was looking in the food one earlier today, and these actually do have labels. Like types of drink, ultimate fruit tier list, vegetable tier list. Like these are labeled. This is what people need to do in tier lists. Because then anybody can, like, definitely I would have looked at this thing and been like, what the hell is that? But now I know it's a pomelo. I've never had one, but at least I know what it's called now. Like, this is the ideal type of tier list. Everything labeled. Boom. Drinks, label. Vegetables, label. People gotta do this. I haven't actually started doing a tier list yet. Still trying to figure out which one to start with. Put on the new Hollow Advent song. I've been listening to that on repeat all day. It is such a banger. The group song. I think it's called Rebellion. Oh my god, it's so good. What do we got? FGO, Every Single Servant. Yeah, I would love to do that if it wouldn't take me 2.5 hours. Food, Marvel and DC, Minecraft tier lists. I'm gonna take away Minecraft. I feel like there's not a lot of... All right, let's see if there's a topping. These are a lot of good ones. Fruit, drinks, fast food, cereal, vegetables, candy, chips, ice cream flavors. I could do an entire stream just on these. Breakfast foods, snacks, candy, Thanksgiving food, bebidas. I think that's drinks in Spanish, right? Oh, best pizza toppings. Okay, that is right here. All right, best pizza toppings. There's barely anything. Corn? Who puts corn on pizza? I've never even heard of that. I like corn. What? Yeah, there's not enough options. There's not enough. That's not really super readable. Ice cream topping. Oh, they might not have one. Lots of flavors, but I don't see toppings. How are there this many burger There should not be more burger toppings than pizza toppings. I feel like there's way more pizza topping options. Let's start with burger toppings. So I'm going to go back to the burger toppings. I'm going to change these categories. I don't like the names. Top tier. Very good. Good. Take it or leave it. I'll put it as maybe. And D, I'm just going to skip right to F. Nah, I'll stick it with D, I guess. No thanks. There are some that I've never had on a burger. Okay, actually, I'm gonna get rid of that just to not overcomplicate it. If I haven't had it, I'm just gonna rank it based on where I think it would go. I just don't know why people put random words in the spots instead of the standard like S, A, B, C, D, F. When's the last time I had a burger? Probably about 2 weeks ago. So the first thing on the list, I think this is pineapple. That's going in the D, no thanks. I'm not a big fan of pineapple in the first place, so I really don't like the idea of it on a burger. The taste of a pineapple just does not jive with a burger. Like, I mean, I feel the same about pizza, but I at least kind of understand pineapple on pizza. So we got a bunch of different types of cheese here. Does anybody know what this one with the holes in it is? I think this one right here is cheddar, and I think this one is American. If possible, I like to rank from left to right is like, so each category is obviously like S is better than A is better than B, but within each one, like in A, I like to order from favorite to least favorite in that. So like the far left is your favorite, and the far right is your least favorite. It's Swiss, okay. Like, I like Asiago cheese. I don't know if any of you have had Asiago before. Rarely get the chance to have it, maybe once or twice a year. But every time I do, I'm like, damn, I forgot how good this is. Usually I have it just like plain. Like just eat little pieces of it, or I put it in artichokes. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've ever had Swiss on a burger before. I'm gonna put it in maybe for me. Just because I can't even think about what Swiss cheese tastes like off the top of my head. I know American, cheddar, mozzarella, Asiago. I'll have to try it at some point. Cheddar is next. I'd put that in B. It could be A. I could very well put cheddar in A, but I'm gonna try and be critical here, and I'm gonna put it in B. Just because I think American is way better, but both are very good. Mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms at all. They look gross. There's always mushrooms in my yard that I have to drive over when I'm mowing the lawn, and they smell so bad when you run over them. I hate it. You're going in D. No thanks. Behind pineapple. I would rather have pineapple than mushroom. Ugh. The only time mushrooms are gooder is in Minecraft. Because you can make mushroom soup. And they're really easy to farm. Alright, what is this? Ham? I don't think I've had ham on a burger before. I like ham quite a bit. I'm gonna put that in good, but I'm gonna put it towards the end. There are other meats that I would rather have, like bacon. I really wish that all of these tier lists labeled the options. Hot sauce is going in A. Very good. I really like hot sauce. I really like spicy food. Not so spicy that I die, but spicy enough to, like, you know, give my tongue some tingle. Taste-wise, I think hot sauce could go in S, top tier. However, there are some toppings that will end up in S tier that I think you could always put on a burger, and it will always be good. Or for the versatility. Like, certain toppings will go so much better with other toppings. Hot sauce won't go as well with some other things. American cheese. S. Top tier. If you're lactose intolerant, that's fine. If you're not lactose intolerant, you got no excuse to have a burger without cheese on it. And if you're getting a cheeseburger, I think it should be American cheese. Now, if you're not from America, I don't think they're gonna have American cheese. If you are from America and you're getting a cheeseburger, it should have American cheese. If it doesn't have American cheese, it should have cheddar. If it doesn't have cheddar, you're a very daring person to deviate from the norm so much. I don't want hot sauce just for the sake of it being hot or burning my mouth. Like, I like it for the flavor. I like medium and I like hot, and I like variations that fall somewhere in the medium to hot range. But once you start talking like extra hot or like devil hot, like, then I'm like, okay, you're pushing it. Like, I might have one just to try it, but I couldn't eat it. Likewise, I don't want mild. That's boring. It doesn't have enough kick. Ketchup, obviously S tier. That goes without saying. It needs no explanation. It's ketchup. Come on. You can't have a burger without ketchup. Mustard. I also put mustard in the top tier. I know mustard is not as popular with a lot of people. It has a much stronger flavor than ketchup. I love mustard on burgers. I like mustard with my fries. I like mustard on sandwiches, like a ham and mustard sandwich. Understand if you don't put mustard in the S tier, but personally, I think it provides a great contrast with the ketchup. It is a great double whammy of flavor. Now, I wouldn't necessarily want a burger without, like, if you had a burger that was mustard and cheese, what's going on here? Like, ketchup and just cheese? Fantastic. But ketchup, mustard, and cheese? Peak. You know, when I think about it, mustard after hot sauce might make sense. Ketchup can go by itself on a burger. Hot sauce could go by itself on a burger. I don't think I could put mustard by itself on a burger. I also like the taste of ketchup and hot sauce more than mustard. I think mustard is actually going to go in A behind hot sauce. I'm assuming that the one after mustard is this barbecue sauce. I wish I could see it better. I would put barbecue sauce in maybe, but I feel like it's one of those things that you don't really get on burgers. Like every once in a while, sure. Nice change of pace. It tastes good. It works well, but it's not like a must-have for burger. It's one of those things where like you're at a restaurant and you order a burger and they have like a bunch of different types of burgers and one of them has barbecue sauce on it and you're like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting, I'll try it, and you have it and it's pretty good. But like that's the only time that you have it, right? Like you don't really put barbecue sauce on a burger at home. Mayo. I don't like mayo. That is a D for me. However, I will put it above pineapple and mushroom because I have at least had mayo on a burger before. It was a McDonald's burger that had a very, very small amount of mayo on it. That's the only time I have ever had mayo on a burger. Could I eat it? Yes. Was I thrilled about it? No. I am not really a fan of avocado because of the texture. It's one of those kind of... Well, I'm thinking more of like the dip, but like, I don't really like the mush stuff. I'm gonna put that in D. I think if you like avocado, it could go very well on a burger. Personally, just one of those foods that I'm in the minority on and not a big fan of. Onions. 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 S. I love onions. I could straight up, I think I could eat a raw onion. I would regret it. I would get insane heartburn and hate myself for ever doing it. But I think I could. I love how onions taste. I slightly prefer the like circular onion pieces rather than the diced onions. However, I like both of them. Onion rings. I really like onion rings. I've only had them on burgers a handful of times. However, I definitely like it. I like the crunch and I like the taste. It's a good texture and taste combo. I'm gonna put onion rings in B for good. I'm also gonna bump cheddar cheese up to A at the end. I only put it in B again. I don't think it's as versatile as some of the ones that I have above it, but I have loved it when I have it in burgers. I think this next one is coleslaw. Coleslaw has mayo in it, right? I do like coleslaw though. I guess this is an instance where mayo is okay with me. I usually prefer it as a side though. I could see it being good on a burger. I'm gonna put it in maybe. I'm gonna put it above this Swiss cheese. One of those things where like, if it was on a burger, I don't think I would complain, but it's not something I would seek out. Does anybody know what this is? It's some type of sauce. It's orange, but I have no idea what this one is. I'm not really a fish guy. Well, I'm not a fish guy at all, actually. Pretty much the only fish I eat is shrimp. Generally, I just say I blanket don't like fish. I really don't like how it smells at all. I can't stand it. And I don't like the texture. I've had fish where even after it's like cooked or grilled or whatever, it still kind of has a little bit of that slimy texture. I can't do it. Like if I went to Japan, I'd be willing to try some like seafood there, like sushi, because it's so prominent there. It's so known for it. But outside of a situation like that, probably not for me. I'm gonna add another row. Okay, what it is. Bacon. S. Come on. Literally the most iconic meat combination there is. Easy S. I don't even need to explain that. It's crunchy. It tastes amazing. It pairs incredibly well with a burger. Obvious S tier. I'm not sure what this next one is. Is that like parsley? Like it's some type of herb or something. Is it like parsley or? I'm just gonna throw it in maybe. I feel like that's the type of thing I wouldn't bat an eye at if I saw it on a burger, but I wouldn't like ask for it. Pickles next. Yeah, pickles are I'm gonna put that in no thanks, but I'm gonna put it above mayo. I thought pickles were gross for a while as a kid, and then when I was probably like late elementary school, early middle school, I tried a pickle on a whim, and I was like, this is pretty good. And then I was a fan of pickles for like a while, and then I just kind of suddenly stopped being into them again. I always ask for no pickles if I order a burger. If there are going to be pickles on a burger, it needs to be like those little circular ones that are like cut up already, and there's just like a few put in there. I don't want the spears. It needs to be the little circle ones. I have no idea what this circular thing is. If anybody knows, I'm gonna put these three all in. I don't know what it is for now. We've kind of communally realized we are not sure what the sauce is. I think a couple people have said they also don't know what these two are. If anybody knows, this like circular one and the chalk one. Relish is next. So I would take relish over pickles. I still don't particularly want it on a burger. However, if I had to choose between relish and pickles, I think I would take relish. I feel like it works okay as a sauce, even if it's not my favorite. Actually, what's this? Is this steak? I feel like it's steak. Roast beef. Okay. I'm gonna put that in maybe. I feel like I don't mind roast beef, but I feel like roast beef on a burger is like, that's a bit much. Like bacon is a light meat to have on top of a burger. Roast beef is a lot. Like it's too much. I've never had an egg on a burger. However, I have seen pictures of it and TikToks of it being made and stuff, and it looks pretty good to me. So I'm gonna put it in maybe, and I'm gonna put it at the top. I'm definitely interested in trying it, but I've never had it. But I think it looks good, and I think it would work well. I think, are these jalapenos? I'm gonna put that in good, and I'm gonna put it above ham, but below barbecue sauce. I like the flavor of jalapenos, and like the little spicy peppers like those, like pepperoncinos I really like. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, I probably wouldn't ask for it on a burger, but if it's on a burger that I'm ordering, I'm totally cool with that. I don't know what this is. It looks like a chili or something. I feel like if eggs are already kind of messy on a burger, chili would be like horrifically messy. I'm gonna put that in no thanks, but above relish, because I actually like chili. I just don't feel like it works with a burger. That's way too messy. Mac and cheese is the next one. I love mac and cheese. I've said it many times on stream. I have only had mac and cheese on a burger one time. I would say it's one of the best burgers I've ever had. If you haven't had mac and cheese on a burger, highly recommend it. I'm gonna put it in A, behind cheddar. I love the taste of it, but it's very situational. Like if you're putting mac and cheese on a burger, you can't do much of the other stuff. You could still do buffalo sauce. You could still do like onions. You could still do bacon. I don't think I would do ketchup. I wouldn't do mustard. You probably don't need cheese because the mac and cheese already has cheese. Tomatoes. Oh no, tomatoes. I agree, strawberry. No thanks. Definitely would rather have relish than tomato. I've said before, I like things made out of tomatoes. I like ketchup. I like pizza sauce. I like pasta sauce. I don't like actual tomatoes. I pick them out of salads. I don't ask for them on burgers. I want nothing to do with slices of tomato. I don't know if I would put it above pickles. I'm kind of torn about these two. I think I'd rather pickles than tomato, honestly. Lettuce. S. Above onion. Above bacon. People might think lettuce is boring, but here's the thing. Lettuce adds color to the burger. It makes it look better. Lettuce adds crunch to the burger. I like having some crunch. Lettuce, crispy lettuce, and bacon, and onions. All three of those add crunch. Also, it's slightly healthy. It's like the one healthy thing that you could put in a burger. So that's nice too. Makes you feel a little better about yourself. Last but not least, I'm going to put that in I don't know what it is. Because I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's honey. I don't know if it's maple syrup. I don't know if it's something else. So I'm just going to err on the side of caution and say, I don't know. It's already over an hour after we started. We need to go faster with these if we want to get a good amount in. Oh my goodness. Well, it's fine if we only do a few. You gotta explain your reasonings too. You can't just willy-nilly throw things around. Alright, that was a good one to start with. Food is always easy because I think everybody who's watching eats food, right? We're all gonna have opinions on food and what we most like and dislike. Alright, I hope we can do Vocaloid next. I'll look at it, but I feel like I need to at least know something. All current Vocaloids. Let's see. If I'm looking through this list, I recognize...
A few moments later.
Maybe 4? So that one probably... I mean, if you want to do a Vocaloid one, Strawberry, you are more than welcome. But unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot about them. I'm going to go through them again real quick. If anybody... I mean, we could definitely do another food one. We could do fruit, vegetables, fast food, cereal, types of drinks, candy, snacks. We could go into the anime section, anime and manga section. 900 plus waifu tier list. 300 plus anime, that would be too long. Azure Lane, I could definitely talk about that. Cartoons, I feel like I don't really watch a whole lot of cartoons. Female cartoon hotties tier list, what the heck? Danganronpa, I can definitely talk about. I'm going to take away the fast food one because we already have a separate food one. We have FGO. I was saying I would love to do all of the FGO servants, but that would take a while. If I did how down bad am I for FGO servants, you know, since I only swing one way, that cuts out half the servants, and then I wouldn't talk I wouldn't really elaborate. There's Marvel and DC, which I don't know a whole lot of them, but I know some. Oh, ship tropes and dynamics, that could be fun. Kind of curious about what's in here. What's in this one? There's a lot of ship tropes. Jeez. Cheese tier list. I think I only know like 4 or 5 cheeses. Chip flavors or ice cream flavors I think would be good. Those would be good, yep. Danganronpa. Has anybody in the chat played it other than me? Oh yeah, that is right there. What is in the meme one? I just got hit with such a freaking nostalgia blast at all of these. Oh my god. I haven't seen much Disney that's been released like after 2010, but before that I have. We got music. I'm not gonna know most of these. They have a metal one. Oh, they actually do have metalcore one. It's just the logos, man. I barely know by logos. You gotta do the names. All right, see, then they do the names. Like, I could do metalcore bands for sure, but I don't think many people here are gonna listen to metalcore and have a lot to say about it other than me. I wouldn't say Avenged Sevenfold is metalcore. I guess their like first 2 albums were. Wage War, very good. Bullet for My Valentine's, good. A Day to Remember, that's one of my favorite bands of all time. Nintendo, I mean, can definitely do Nintendo. Persona, I don't know how many people have played Persona. Pokemon tier list. I mean, okay, all right. Pokemon starters tier list. I feel like we gotta do a Pokemon starter tier list. All right, let's do Pokemon starters. We can do it relatively quickly. All right. So we got the Pokemon starters. All right, let's get started with this Pokemon one. You're probably gonna notice a trend on my part as we do this. I have a very clear bias towards certain types, so don't hate me. Bulbasaur, S. Yes, Bulbasaur is S. The very first Pokemon game I ever played was Pokemon Fire Red, the remake of the originals on the Game Boy Advance. I was like 6 or 7 years old. Maybe I was 7 or 8. I don't know. I picked Bulbasaur. He was my very first Pokemon ever back in like 2003 or whenever that game came out. Actually, let's look it up. Pokemon Fire Red release date. January 2004. Okay. Yeah, 7 or 8. I picked Bulbasaur, not knowing anything about Pokemon. I thought it was cute. And it is my favorite Pokemon, even now. I love Bulbasaur. He's super cute. I really like Venusaur, which it evolves into. I have a bunch of Bulbasaur plushies in my room. Charmander is next. Now, here is where people might want to beat me up. Not a big fan. I mean, I'm kind of looking at them as like the whole line, like not just the starter. Like, I'm not a big Charizard fan. I Charizard is my least favorite of the original 3. I think it's overrated. I don't know why everybody loves Charizard so much. Like, yeah, it's cool, but like, it's not like the best thing since sliced bread. It's cute. I mean, Charmander is cute. Charizard is very good competitively, I think. As a Pokemon TCG fan, it gets a little tiring how oversaturated the Charizard cards are. Because I think how I feel about the evolution kind of skews my perception of the starter as well. The final line, or the final evolution, will play a small factor in how I feel about it. I'm going to put Charmander in C. It's fine, but I think it's overrated. It's not bad. I don't dislike it. I just think it's overrated. Squirtle. I like Squirtle a lot. Blastoise is cool. Squirtle is very cute. He's not as good as Bulbasaur, but he's cute. He's cute. I'm going to put Scorbunny over here just because it's out of order for some reason. I'm going to put Squirtle in B. I like Squirtle quite a bit. I like Blastoise quite a bit, but I don't think he's like A tier. Like, he's good, but he's not amazing. Open up a pack of fruit snacks here. I never played Gen 2. I think Chikorita is cute. I think Meganium is cute. It's the least cool out of the 3 Gen 2 ones, but I think it's the cutest. I'm gonna put Chikorita in C. I feel like C is fine for Chikorita. I don't dislike it. I think it's cute, but it's not as interesting compared to like the other Gen 2 one. I think it gets disrespected though. Like, it's not F tier. A lot of people seem to hate Chikorita. I'm also gonna put Cyndaquil in C. I'm gonna say it's above Chikorita, but it's not as good as Charmander. I think Charizard is cooler than Typhlosion. It's not super memorable. Now, Totodile, on the other hand, for Alligator, badass. That's B. I think I'd put it above Squirtle. For Alligator is cooler than Blastoise. I think the fact that it's like an alligator crocodile looking thing, well, I guess alligator based on the name. I think alligators are really cool compared to like turtles. I think for Alligator has a more interesting design than Squirtle. I think Squirtle is cuter, but I'm gonna put Totodile above Squirtle purely because when you consider the whole evolution line, I think Totodile's better. I'm kind of ranking them overall, like cuteness, coolness, personal bias. But like if I was only doing it on like cuteness, like Chikorita would be up here, like Squirtle would be up here, Totodile would fall. He's not super cute, like he's more cool. I am also not super into the fire ones. You'll see as I do this list, fire is gonna pretty consistently be my least favorite. I think they have the least interesting designs pretty much all the time. Actually, starting from Gen 3, starting with Torchic all the way to Scorbunny in Gen 8, they all start off as like this cute starter thing, and then they turn into a bipedal humanoid furry. Why does the fire one always have to turn into a bipedal furry? Why can't it be like an animal? Like the grass and the water one. I don't have, you know, if you like it, that's fine. I think it's a little repetitive that the fire ones always kind of follow the same progression. Fuecoco in Gen 9 deviated from it, which is cool. He's the least furry out of all of the Gen 9 ones. Trico, Gen 3, actually maybe one of 2 gens where grass is my least favorite. I'm gonna put Trico in C. I would say it's above Chikorita because I think Sceptile is kind of cool. I just don't like Trico much. I like Sceptile, but I don't really like Trico. Edible tier list? Oh man, if you're talking the, I don't think I would have anything to say about it. I know nothing. Torchic. I think Torchic is really cute. I don't really like Blaziken. It's kind of like the opposite that I feel about Trico. I'm gonna put Torchic above Trico just because I think Torchic is a lot cuter. I mean, if it was based on cuteness, Torchic is like S tier. Blaziken's another one I think is kind of overrated. I would say Grass, Water, Fire, but Grass and Water are pretty close. Mudkip, S. I love Mudkip. Mudkip itself, very cute. Swampert, badass final Pokemon. Swampert was actually the first Pokemon that I ever got to level 100 in any of my games. It was probably Pokemon Sapphire, so again, I was probably like 8 years old or something. I grinded that guy all the way up to level 100. Gen 4, Turtwig. Turtwig is cute. I like his little leaf hat head thing. I don't think he's as cute as like Bulbasaur, Swampert, so I can't quite put him in S tier. However, Torterra, such a sick final Pokemon. It's like there's like a whole ecosystem on his back, like with the big tree growing out of it or whatever. Like, it just looks so cool. It's like Torterra is like the The Titans from Xenoblade Chronicle. I actually never nickname my Pokemon. I always keep it the same name. Yeah, I never nickname my Pokemon. I like just keeping it how it is. I was being a little dramatic. Like, the Titans in Xenoblade do have, like, they have whole towns and cities living on their backs, but, either way, like, Torterra visually kind of reminds me. Chimchar. Once again, the fire is my least favorite. Chimchar, I think, is not particularly cute. I'm sorry, Chimchar. I'm sorry, Chimchar fans. Infernape, I don't think is all that cool. I would put it below Blaziken. I'd probably put it below Trico. I don't know if I would put it below Chikorita. Yeah, not really a Chimchar fan. However, Piplup, Piplup, super, super cute. I love penguins. I think they're very cute. Piplup is a penguin, go figure. So I think he's cute. I think Empoleon is a really cool final evolution. Not as cool as like Torterra, hence why Piplup is below Turtwig. But I do quite like Piplup. And Piplup is the partner Pokemon of Dawn. And Dawn is my favorite trainer from Gen 4. And just like one of my favorite trainers in general. She was like one of my childhood crushes. So I was super stoked that she came back as a main character in Pokemon Arceus. Or Arceus, however you say it. Snivy. Snivy's okay. I like the final evolution. I like Superior. I think that looks pretty cool, like the giant snake Pokemon. Starting Snivy, like, he looks smug. I don't know how I feel about him looking so smug. I look at him and I feel like the way he's looking at me is like he thinks he's better than me. And I don't know, man. You're just like a little level 5 Pokemon. Are you really better than me? Freaking half-closed eye, you're like, this guy, come on. What a weak trainer. Like, shut up, Snivy. I would put Snivy in C, I think. I would put it after Charmander. I like Charmander more than Snivy. I also think I like Charizard more than Superior, but it's close. Pignite. I think Pignite itself is cute. Cute little chubby pig. I like little chubby animals. As long as they're not like unhealthily overweight, because then I feel like that's kind of cruel to the animal. But like cute little chubby ones are good. I'm not a huge fan of the final evolution. What is it, like Emboar or something like that? There's a Pokemon card that I like with it. But like aside from that one card, not a huge fan. Like he's super big. He kind of loses the cuteness and then he doesn't get the coolness. So I'm going to put it in C. I have a lot of stuff in C. Oh my god. I'm being a little harsh. Oshawott. I think Oshawott is cute. And I think Samurott is a pretty badass final evolution. Like a samurai otter. Hello. Dope. If I had to rank Oshawott, he's not as good as Squirtle. I feel like he doesn't have the iconic look that like Charmander Charizard does. I think I would put it above Snivy, but it's really, really close between these two. What is this? Chespin? So he's the Gen 6 grass Pokemon. I honestly can't even remember the name of the final evolution. Is it Chestnut? That's kind of cool, like Dreadnought, but Chestnut. But the final evolution in my head is kind of fuzzy. Chestnut. I'm not sure how I feel about the fate. I'm gonna put Chestnut, Chespin. He's gonna go in C. I'm gonna put him here. These are like the ones I just don't feel very strongly about, like in the back half of C. Fennekin. Okay. Fennekin is better. Is the final? No, Braixen's not the final evolution. Braixen is the middle one, right? Fennekin, Braixen. Okay, so evolves into Delphox. So I like Fennekin. I think Fennekin is really cute. Braixen, I think, is pretty decent. Delphox, I feel like the bottom is too floofy. Like, it needs to be less floofy. However, I do really like how it's like a mage or a wizard. I think that's a cool idea for a Pokemon. So I'm going to put Fennekin probably here. I think the final evolution is a little bit lacking. I think the idea of the final evolution is very cool. But I think the execution of the final evolution is not quite as good as I would have wanted. If it was better, it could have been like B. But considering the whole line, probably about here. Froakie. Boom. Been a while since we've had an A tier. Froakie as a starter by himself is okay. The final evolution, Greninja, the ninja frog, that's such a cool final design idea. I'm not a huge fan that the scarf that it's wrapped around its head, I think that's actually its tongue, which is kind of weird. Like, it looks cool when you look at it, but then when you're like, wow, that's actually its tongue that's wrapped around its head. Like that. Frogadier, like, what? Frogadier's whatever. But like, Froakie, he's all right. But Greninja, badass. So I'd put him in A. Like, I like the overall lines of these four more than him, but he's good. Rowlet. All right. We're cooking now. We are cooking now. Boom. S tier. Rowlet, look at that little ball of fluff, okay? I love Rowlet. I need a plushie of Rowlet. Look at him. Look at him. Bow down to your new overlord, Rowlet. Do those eyes look like they will give you mercy if you don't submit to Rowlet? He's staring into your soul and he's saying, make the right decision right now, because if you don't, it's the last decision you're ever gonna make. And not only is Rowlet cute, Dartrix, I don't like your hair, but Decidueye, badass. Again, the Archer Owl, that's so cool. I love Rowlet. Litten, so not really a fan. This is one of two times with the fire starters in particular I got frustrated with the design choices. Litten is okay. Litten is cute, okay? I don't like the final evolution. It's like a luchador cat. Like, okay, that's a fine idea. But like, it's too furry for me, man. I don't really care for wrestling. I don't like how they always do the bipedal, like, or bipedal, whatever. For the fire starters, like, it's just like a bunch of things that I don't really care for combined. You know what? No. He's not quite there. There's still ones that I like less. I need to save them for D. I could probably split this into like C+ and C-. Like, there's a pretty clear line between Fennekin and Chespin for me. But since we only have C, I kind of got to do this. Or I could move some of these guys up to B to, like, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I think this is Poplio, right? I can't think of the final evolution, but I remember being pretty meh. Like, I was excited to see what the final evolution would be, and then I remember being kind of let down. Like, I think I could do... I think that's fair. I think this would be a good... Like, I said there was a clear cutoff here, but I think there's also a pretty clear cutoff here. Poplio, I would put in C. So I really like the water Pokemon through Gen 6. They're pretty solid. Starting with Gen 7 and on, not a fan. They kind of missed with the Gen 7. Like, Poplio and Litten, I was not a fan of, but Rowlet was a massive. Grookey, I liked Grookey. Rillaboom, I liked Rillaboom and I liked Grookey. I would put them in B, probably like here. I don't think it's as good as some of these old school water Pokemons, but I think Rillaboom is better to me than Charmander Charizard, which is a little overrated. Yeah, I think Grookey's in a good spot here. I'm blanking on this guy's name. I know that the final evolution is Inteleon. Sobble. This is another example where I really liked the starter. I really like the design of Sobble. I don't like Inteleon. I don't like Edgelord Drizzile with that hair. And I don't really like Inteleon. I think it's kind of cool how it's like a James Bond thing, but the design like just doesn't really do it for me. Like, I can't get into it. If it was purely on the starter design, it would be in B, but when you factor in Inteleon, which I really don't care for, here. I think the name is cool and the idea is cool, but the design just doesn't really do it. Now, Scorbunny. Hello, the first time I'm gonna have a Pokemon in D tier. Scorbunny itself is kind of cute. It goes from being a cute starter to a bipedal furry that is probably the least interesting final evolution design out of all of the starter Pokemon, in my opinion. Cinderace, like, what even are you? Like a soccer player rabbit? I'm sorry. I apologize if you are a Scorbunny or Cinderace fan. Not for me, man. Not for me. There go my fruit snacks. So this is Quaxly. Don't like it. Better than Scorbunny, but don't like it. Once again, I am sorry if you like Quaxly. Quaxly's design, I like the design for Quaxly. I think Quaxly is cute. Quaxwell, don't like it. This looks like the type of guy who would like make fun of you in middle school because you weren't rich. Like, this guy is the jerk of middle school. What is this? Shakira the Pokemon? I mean, like, what the hell? Why he got such a dumpy? Stay away from me, Quavel. In the game, it really annoys me how it's always just like shaking its butt while it's there. It rubs me the wrong way. I thought it was kind of funny at first, but over time it just gradually started to annoy me more. The only saving grace is that I like Quaxly's design as a start. However, Sprigatito, adorable. I would put Sprigatito in A. Yeah, I think I would put it in A, like here. I think Sprigatito is wicked cute. I think just the name Sprigatito is cute. Look how happy he is, a little happy cat. Florigato, I think, is like whatever. But I like how Gato is in the name. The generation is based on is, I think, Spain or something. So that's kind of like a cool nod. And then I really like the design for Meowscarada, how it's like a magician. You could be like, wow, this is a bipedal one, and you said you don't like the bipedal. There are exceptions to every rule, okay? I really like the design here, how it's like a magician. But I think Sprigatito is adorable. Last, but certainly not least, Fuecoco. I think it's one of the better fire starters. I think Fuecoco is cute. Little dino boy. Crocolore, he's all right. He's kind of a clown. This is the class clown in middles. Like Quaxley is the guy who like makes fun of you for not having money and like looks down at you. And then Crocolore is just like the class clown that everybody likes. Skeledirge I think is cool. It breaks the pattern, finally, of the freaking bipedal humanoid fire starters that has been going on. I could go without him having the clown hair. This guy has the clown hair. Like, this dude is straight up like maybe that was the point because I said that he's kind of the class clown in the previous one. So, you know, if he is turning into a clown, but like, you know, like the bald head and then the hair on the sides, like that feels like too much of a nod to not be the clown. I think this at least is nice. Like it's not, its eyes are actually a little out of sync, but so I would put it, I think, in C, probably like here. Mr. Mime is kind of tolerable. I don't like Jinx. Generally, I definitely prefer the more like animal-based ones. I'm not as big of a fan of the ones that are based on just like everyday objects or humanoid ones. I prefer the animal ones. Like Gardevoir and Gallade, I like the two of them, and they're more humanoid ones. I mean, if he's a clown or a little lazy, like, I don't know. I really like the art card for him in the TCG though. So these are Pokemon cards. I need to open my bag of chips. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is one that's like, I would love to rank all of the arts here, but I feel like that would take a while. Video game tier list. What do we have in here? Bandori Girls. I like Bandori. FGO. Video game franchises. Wow, there's a lot. Yeah, this is this one could be fun, but a lot of them it's like I've played some games from some of them I've played every game, some of them I've played none. Yeah, this would be a fun one. It would just, yeah, this one would take a while. Waifu tier list, the biggest waifu list. Oh my goodness. It's like it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. So Leo's first 1 month marathon stream. Is that waifu tier list? Yeah, an entire month-long stream. Just to rank all of those hundreds and hundreds of waifus. Is there just like a general list of Nintendo games or something? It's like, oh, all Mario games, all Pokemon games, all... Like, how about just like Nintendo game? Oh boy. Oh yeah, okay, maybe I got my wish, huh? Nintendo games. Oh, yeah, only 3,000 games. That's another whole stream by itself. Oh my god. How many emoji are there? Nah, that's only a few. Wait, did I close the waifu page? What was I doing? I needed to finish seeing what else was in there. Top 100, 250 waifus, and then they have a Stalfo in there. Where do they even get these from? Like, what is this based on? Over 1,500 labeled choices. Oh my god. Husbando tier list? Oh my god, why are there so many? Tumblr sexy men. Oh man. I don't even know who 90% of these people are. What is that, Beetlejuice maybe? The guy from Detroit? What is that, Markiplier? Herobrine? Sans, Reagan, Rick, Nagito. What is that, GLaDOS? No, what is that picture? No. No. Gonna get me freaking bonked here. What? What do you mean there's that many types of soda? Vegetables. Fruit. There's also this website. It's not tier lists, but it's still pretty cool. There's just a bunch of different tests you can take that tell you about like your personality and stuff. The rice purity test, classic. There's a lot of more sus things on there than I expected. I would have to pick and choose some of those ahead of time rather than scrolling through. Is there a sandwich one on this page? Oh, encyclopedia of sandwiches. Bacon, egg, and cheese, grilled cheese, pulled pork, Tommy BLT. Alright, I'm gonna count how many of these I've eaten. I've only eaten 9 out of 40 of these. I'm honestly not a fan of sandwiches. Like, there are certain ones I like. I like bacon, egg, and cheese. I like grilled cheese. I like pulled pork. I like Philly cheesesteak. I like fried chicken. Sandwich, like... But it's pretty much never what I go for. It's like my last resort. No, soup is my last resort. Sandwiches are my second to last resort. Crying cats. This guy is a classic. That's a classic. The Pringles one? Oh no. Ah, the tier list of tier lists. Letters of the alphabet. That could be a good one. I kind of want to do this one. I kind of want to do the ship dynamics one. Alright, I don't think I'm going to elaborate too much on these ones.
It's false. No way. Not this time.
This is it. Yummy ships, fun, not for me, this ain't it. So yeah, this is it would be your favorites. Yummy ships you like quite a bit. Fun is like, I mean, you can just consider it as like S, A, B, C, D. I love myself some rom-com manga. I don't watch romance anime as much, but I really like rom-com manga. But I love shipping characters. Actually doesn't care, X cares too much. If it's about each other, I don't like it. If it's just about like things in general, like somebody who gets really cares about a lot of stuff versus like whatever, it is what it is, that's like tolerable. I still feel like it's not really for me. Anger problems, X literal sunshine. Don't like it. I don't like the anger problem side of it. Because generally speaking, in those types of ships, I think the way it will play out is the character who has the anger problem and is yelling a lot and all of that and gets mad will occasionally be getting mad at the person they're being shipped with. And I don't like that. Like, they start off with anger problems, and then over time they soften up because of the character who they're shipped with. That's more tolerable. But I still don't like it. Badass couple. Badass couple is good. The first thing that comes to mind for me for badass couple, so I think it depends for me how aggressive. I'm considering like anger problems as way too aggressive. Like the character that comes to mind for that for me is Bakugo from My Hero Academia. Like if you're shipping Bakugo and Ochiko from the same series, like that to me is anger problem X literal sunshine. And I don't like that ship. Like, if I think about those two together, I'm like, absolutely not. I know it's a popular one. I know people like it. I can understand why they like it. But to me, it goes, like, past aggressive tsundere. The first thing for badass couple that I think of is Yor and Lloyd from Spy Family. I'm trying to think if there's any other, like, quote-unquote badass couples. I think it's cool when it's just, like, two really cool or really strong characters together, though. I'll put it in fun. I could maybe see it going into the yummy category, but for now I'll put it in fun. Best friends with sus behavior. Like, when I read each one, I'm trying to think of a pair that I like or know of that would fit it. Like, I don't mind it. Best friends, quote unquote, with sus behavior. Like, on the outside, they present as best friends. But then, like, behind closed doors, they're like, can I wink? Behind closed doors, they're like, I'd put that in fun. Big soft X small scary. I don't really like scary type of characters because that again just to me is aggressive, and I don't like aggressive characters in general. So I would put both of those in not for me. big soft, small scary, and big scary, small soft. I prefer big soft and small scary. Taiga and Ryuji from Toradora. Like, I liked Ryuji, and he's like taller, bigger. Taiga is small and scary. Like, their ship is okay. It gets better over time, but like, it's not my favorite. I just don't like any type of character that's going to be aggressive or mean in any way is pretty much immediately going to not for me or lower. Bully and bullied. Nope. No bullying. Absolutely not. In some ships or relationships, there is an aspect of like making fun of each other. Or like mockingly or jokingly doing stuff like that. That's okay. But it's like after you kind of get to know each other and establish the relationship, then you like have certain things that you kind of like poke fun at each other for, right? Like that's okay. But if it's straight up like a bully and the person being bullied, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Celebrity and fan. I like that. I think that's good. The first thing that came to mind for that is Damidol, an idol, and one of her super fans. But he's like her only fan, so he always comes to her meet and greets and stuff, and she starts to get excited to see him. It's like, it's short, it's cute. It actually just got serialized and there's only a few chapters. I think that's pretty cute. I think it's the aspect of like doing it behind the scenes is kind of interesting or kind of fun. Like trying to not get caught and stuff like that. However, I guess there's also the Celebrity X fan where it's like, oh, is the celebrity using their influence to, you know, pressure the fan? That's not cool at all. I'm taking this as it's a fully, they're both into each other type thing. So I'm going to actually drop it into fun because there's a potential that it could be the other type that I don't. Childhood friends who meet again years later. Boom! This is it. This is it. I love childhood friend trope. That's like one of my all-time favorites. Anytime that there's a childhood friend in an anime or a manga, very often, if there is a childhood friend, I really like if they win. Like the childhood friend in We Never Learn was my favorite ship in that one. Whether it's like they're in school and they grew up together and now they're in like high school and they're starting to become aware of feelings, like that's good. Or if it's like they grew up, then they went to different schools, they meet up again as adults, that's good too. Like Wodokoi, played together a lot as kids. The guy always liked the girl. They ended up growing apart. They went to like different colleges. They entered the workforce and then they ended up working at the same job and they reunited and they start dating like pretty much right away, like first chapter. It's not a spoiler or anything. And then the rest of the show is basically just their relationship. Like that's one of my favorite couples. It's one of my favorite rom-coms. Super, super good. I love childhood friend stuff. Okay, coworkers. Coworkers is good. I like coworkers. Again, especially if there's like the aspect of like be a little discreet. Like you don't want your other coworkers to know. That's fun. The ice guy and his cool female colleague. That aired earlier this year, the anime. I thought that was really cute. My Small Senpai or My Tiny Senpai or whatever is airing right now. I haven't started watching it, but I've read the manga. I really like that. My Senpai is Annoying, one of my favorite rom-coms right there. Criminal Ex-Cop. I can see the sauciness of that. I can see why people would enjoy that as a ship. Yeah, I'd probably put that in not for me, but towards the upper part. Angel X Demon. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like, I like the good X evil stuff. You could be like, well, Criminal Cop is good X evil, but no, that's like a different. Like, Angel X Demon is like a stronger version of Criminal X Cop. I'll probably put that in fun. I'll put it below Celebrity Fan. Just because I can't think of as many examples that I like. Domestic couple, that's good. Homebody types, they're already together, they like live together. It's just like a comedy slice of life stuff about their relationship. There's a few anime or manga like that I've read, probably because I'm kind of a homebody myself. It's a little easier for me to self-insert. Energetic X soft for it. I don't really get what that means. Like, I know energetic. Like, I understand what being soft for something means, but how are you soft for energetic? Like, I don't quite understand how that works. Like, you're excited, you're soft for their energy. Like, I'm just gonna put that in not for me because I don't quite understand it. Exes that still have feelings for each other. No. No. Again, it could be kind of saucy. Like domestic girlfriend, but like, nah. As something they're working on for themselves. or in the relationship, or there's just right person, wrong time, and then you get back together. Like, okay, so I'm gonna put not for me because of that. No, actually, I still don't like it. All right, flirt X naive. Not a fan. I think the naive thing can be okay for a very brief period, but I get annoyed if it lasts. To me, that's like a very childish thing, to like just not pick up on it for that long. There's people who just don't pick up on it for whatever reason, and that's fine. Or they pick up on it and they just don't believe that it's true. That's fine too. Ships and tropes, like that is... Flirt X naive is something that is used to prolong the when will they get together thing. And I don't like that. However, flirt X flustered, the person who does realize it and gets easily embarrassed, that's good. I like that. I think that's cute. And fun. Good but actually evil. X evil but actually good. In theory, I like that. But I'm trying to think of a good example. I feel like in theory, good but actually evil, and evil but actually good. I really want like an example of it. I don't know where to place it because I can't think of any examples. Gush about their crushes but end up in love. This is kind of like the Toradora one, right? Ryuji and Taiga, like they initially kind of make their whole alliance because they both like other people. They want to help each other get with them, and then they end up liking each other. I don't mind this one as long as it doesn't become like a love triangle, love square. Not a fan of any type of love triangle, love square. Gush about their crush but end up in love. I think it's okay. Any height difference. I like height difference. But I do have like a limitation. Like if it was like 6 foot X like 4 foot, you know, that's a bit much. There are times it's okay, like the main character's in My Senpai is Annoying. I think it's fine. So I think it's fun. But it's like a caveat, or caveat, whatever, caveat. Not necessarily any. Like any within reason. I'd probably put that above Angel Demon. Probably above Celebrity Fan. Probably above that. Hero X Villain. That's pretty similar to like Angel X Demon. But I like Hero Villain more. I'm blanking on the name of it, but it was an anime from last year where the main character was like from the Power Rangers essentially, and the main girl, or the main guy was from the Power Rangers, and the main girl was like from the enemy organization that they're fighting against. I thought that one was really cute. I do like Hero X Villain. I feel like around here is good. The Idiot Couple. It can work. It's not necessarily my favorite, but I don't hate it. I'm gonna put that in not for me, but towards the top. Lovers to rivals, but still lovers. That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh wait, lovers to rivals, but still lovers. I had that backwards. I like rivals to lovers. Lovers to rivals, I don't like quite as much, but it's still okay. So I would put that at fun, but it would be like at the... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put that in not for me. Like, it's okay, but it's not one of my favorite. Yeah, I'll put that there. Mentor X Student. I feel like that one's okay. I don't see it very often. But, like, I wouldn't dislike it. Monster X Human. No. I don't really like monster stuff. Nerd X Jock. That one's fine with me. Like, Merryweathery. I don't know if anybody here follows them on Twitter, but they have that, like, the goth girl and the jock, where she's, like, kind of a nerd and he's a jock. I think that's good. I like that. I think that's a fun one. Not one of my favorites, but it's good. I especially like if it's like, okay, nerd X jock, and then you expect the jock to be the more like aggressive, like take the lead type, but it turns out like behind closed doors or when they're alone, like the nerd is actually the more dominant one. I think that's good. I'll put that here. Not calm X calm. I think it depends on the extent of not calm. Are they constantly a like mess of anxiety? Or do they just get a little more worked up? I'm gonna say not for me. I could be convinced, but like, probably not my go-to. Not really into each other, but then a line is crossed. Nah. Leading up to the line being crossed and then where it goes from there could be good, but like, obsessed with one thing. How is that even a dynamic? I almost don't even want to put that in the list because I just don't understand what it's going for. So I'm just gonna ignore it for now. I'm gonna put it at the back. Optimist X Pessimist. That's okay. Optimist X Pest. I guess it's like fine. I don't know. Like, I feel like there needs to be something in between fun and not for me. Like, fun makes it sound like I like it, obviously. Not for me makes it sound like I don't like it. Like, I need something that I'm more impartial on. Like, in between fun and not for me. Okay, I'd probably put that below Idiot Couple. I like when the optimist kind of pulls the pessimist up. Like, it helps them see the brighter side of things. That things aren't as bad as they always think. Like, that's a good aspect of Optimist X Pessimist. And I think usually that's what these types of ships go for, right? Like, it's the more optimistic character kind of pulling them up. The perfect one X a goblin. Like, what does goblin mean necessarily? Like, they're just an absolute degenerate? The degenerate goblin who sits in the back of class and like plays on their phone and has their feet on their desk. Like, is that what this is? I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that. I guess here, polyamory, no, not for me. Popular X loner, that can be good. It's kind of similar to like nerd X jock. It's just a slightly less interesting version for me. I mean, it's more generic, and I think because it's more generic, it's not as specific of a type of ship for me to get into. Rebel X Goody Two Shoes. I feel like that's okay. Again, not like it's something that I would consider like a yummy. I don't dislike it. Like, so many of these I'm just kind of impartial on. I really feel like I need another category in between fun and not for me. I think I'd put that more in fun. Probably at the end, yeah. Reckless X Mom of the group. Again, Reckless is kind of not really up my alley. Rivals to Lovers. Rivals to Lovers is good stuff. Good stuff. I'd probably put that up here in fun. Yeah, like that's upper fun for me. Royalty X Peasant. Not bad. Not one of my favorites. I think this would happen a decent amount in like the fantasy isekai stuff. Amelia and Subaru is kind of like that. Like, she's borderline royalty and he's just like a nobody. I think it could be good. I'd probably put it below. Yeah, I'd probably put it here. Self-deprecating X, and how self-deprecating are they? Is it like they just have a negative self-impression of themselves, like they aren't very confident, and then the insistent one is like, oh yeah, you know, I like it. It's kind of like Optimist X Pessimist for me. Like, to me, these are similar, and it really depends how pessimistic are they and how self-deprecating are they. Like, these to me are basically the same thing. It's just, this is specifically about yourself, and then this is about the world in general. Toru and Kyo from Fruits Basket, like, they're kind of like that. Like, I think Toru is an optimist. Kyo is a pessimist. He doesn't really have a good self-image of himself. She believes he's a great person. Like, I don't think that's all their characters are. There's a lot more to it. It's like a slight aspect of their relationship. And I really like their ship. But, like, this isn't the only thing. If this is the only thing about the ship, then it's not that interesting. Sensitive X will protect them. That one's okay. Like many of these, struggling to kind of think of a character who fits it. I'm gonna put sensitive and will protect them in fun. Just not towards the top. Like, it's alright. Oh man, the yawns are hitting me. I still have a few more to go. I think sensitive X will protect them can be pretty wholesome. Like, it's very cute seeing the protect them one actually protect the sensitive one. But it's not like as exciting of a ship as something like Royalty Peasant, Badass Couple, Hero Villain, Nerd Jock, Rivals to Lovers. Like, those have more like oomph to it. The couple that everyone lusts for. What does that even mean? Like, the popular couple that everybody, like, all the girls are jealous of the girl in it. All the guys are jealous of the guy in it. Like, oh, I wish I was them. Whatever. Smart X Dumb. Not really a big fan of, like, dumb characters. Like, I'm taking Idiot Couple as, like, they're not dumb, but, like, they just do stupid things and they don't really care. Like, they kind of have fun doing it. It's not a bad pair, but it's eh. From Enemy Side, Star-Crossed Lovers. Now, that's good. That is good. I kind of consider that, like, similar to, like, Royalty Peasant, Rebel Goody Two Shoes, Rivals to Lovers. Like, it's kind of in the same category as that. The same one as the Hero X Villain. Yeah, Hero X Villain and From Enemy Sides. Like, those are kind of the same. I just think Star-Crossed Lovers is a bit more more dramatic than hero villain. Stoic goth x comedy relief. Another one that I feel like I don't have much of a opinion on. I don't know if I want to put it in fun or not for me. Sun moon polar opposite. I'm not really a fan of polar opposites. I don't think that works very well most of the time. You definitely need to have common ground. Trauma brings them together. Okay, so I don't think this is fun. However, I do like that as a ship. Like two kind of broken characters who can identify with each other's struggles and like find solace in that there's another person who's going through similar things, and they can be like sources of comfort, you know, shoulders to lean on, and then they get closer and then they fall in love. Like, I like that. I don't think trauma is fun, of course, but I do think it's a good ship. I tend to prefer a little bit more lighthearted stuff than that, but like it does make for a good ship. Tries to freak them out, X finds everything cute. What, like pulls pranks, like tries to scare them, and the other one's like, ah ha ha, you're so funny, you're so cute. Like, okay, whatever, I guess. Around here. Villain X assistant. What even is that? Like, that to me means like nothing. Like, it's coworkers, but it's a more specific example of like coworkers I have really high. Villain assistant seems like coworkers, but like way more specific. Coworker combined with mentor student, combined with maybe badass couple. But I feel like the more things you combine, the less interesting it gets. Like, I don't feel as strongly about villain assistant as I do about any of these other ones that would be kind of similar. That's so specific. Like, to me, that's a whatever. I don't know. I feel like when it's a villain, like, I like villain hero stuff. Obviously, like, I have that up here pretty high in fun. But, like, villain x villain, like, whatever, I guess. Yandere x anyone. So, basically, how do you feel about Yandere? I don't really like it, personally. It's, like, the more extreme type of dere. Like, there are times that I think it can be entertaining in certain circumstances or in certain ways, but it's really not my thing. Like, the main yandere I can think of is the girl from Future Diary. Like, there were times I was like, oh, this is good stuff, and then there were other times I was like, oh my god, stop. Like, this is so over the top. I'm gonna say that's a not for me. It really just comes down to how you feel about yandere, and I still don't get this obsessed with one thing, so I'm just gonna ignore that. So I think then this would be my list. Barely anything at the top. Childhood friends is definitely my favorite. Coworkers, domestic couple, flirt, ex-flustered. I like all of those quite a bit. Fun is ships that I enjoy seeing to various degrees. I think, like, badass couple, hero, villain, these are basically the same thing. Nerd jock, rivals to lovers, high difference, celebrity fan, trauma, brings them together. I think there's, like, definitely a line between trauma and best friends. Like, this would be fun, this first section, and then the next section would be like fun minus. Like, it's still good, but it's not as good as the rest of them. Not for me. Again, it's like some of these I think are a lot better than others. Like, if there was a it's okay and a not for me section, like, I think everything from idiot couple through like villain x assistant would probably be an it's okay, and then flirt x naive through yandere would probably be like, not really for me. I'm still gonna leave out this obsessed with one thing because I really don't get it, but I guess this is fine. Like, if I could separate stuff out more, it would be something like let's see, I would do fun, all right, then this one would be not for me sometimes, and I would split it up to be like I would split it like this, and then I would do like I think I slightly messed up the order there at the end. Yeah, so like if I were to split it up further, it would be something a little bit more like this. And I would probably switch all right with like decent. This is the previous like non-edited version. Like there's definitely a difference there. Like this is a lot bigger in the middle versus this being more split up. Like this has a much better sense of how I better feel about it just because it's more clearly split up versus this where it's like a lot more clumped together. Yeah, I was just kind of blanket assuming male x female or whatever, and then I was just trying to overarching like blanket. I mean, it really doesn't matter the sex, like regardless of whether it's like straight or not. Like, I mean, I guess you could say like, oh, you know, if like for hero x villain or whatever, or like flirt x flustered, like, is it the guy the flirt or is the girl the flirt? Like, I think I prefer if, actually, which one do I prefer? If the guy is the flirt or if the girl is the flirt? I mean, I like it regardless of who's what, but I can see how, like, for some of them, you prefer if one is, like, one over the other. So I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna do, like, alright, this is it. Great ships. Pretty fun. Good. Sometimes not for me. This ain't it. So those will be the new categories. I think that's definitely better. It's just more clear, more spread out. Yeah, I think this could definitely, it's malleable. Like this could definitely change depending on the specific ship and how it's portrayed. About 11:30. We only got through 3 tier lists, but spent a lot of time talking and debating and whatnot about a bunch of the individual ones, which is good. Always interested in seeing when people agree and disagree and why. Well, yeah, I think that is a good point to stop at. At 11:30, we got 3 tier lists done. About a 1 per hour average. Okay. Yeah, so good point to stop now that we have finished this tier list and exchanged our tiers in the Discord. If anybody else is lurking or watching and wants to make the tier lists that we were making, the links to all of the ones that we did are in the YouTube chat as well as in the Discord chat. Feel free to share if you feel so inclined. Plenty more tier lists I would like to do at some point, so maybe I'll do another one of these at some point, or like a test or quiz taking one, or a combo of the two. I don't know, we'll see. It's a good thing for like a just chatting stream though. All right, I'm gonna head to bed. So thank you all very much for coming to the stream. I hope you had fun. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Hopefully see you on an upcoming stream. And until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Hopefully you're productive at work or school or whatever it is you're doing. I am scientist VTuber from the future, Leo Lovelace. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.